So first of all, I'm very curious about the submissions. So first and foremost, I really want to be surprised. So I want to see something that makes me think like, wow, I never expected this. I'm also curious to see what qualities of daylight will be foregrounded in the works, and how these decisions will shape the architecture, because ultimately it's all about architecture and artificial spaces. It's not about daylight as such, but about how daylight shapes architecture. I am interested to see solutions that address light ingeniously and are not highly technological, but rather approach light architecturally in a low-tech manner. Unexpected, architectural, low-tech.
I'm looking for a project that demonstrates an understanding of light as being something which has got different qualities and different properties, and the way that buildings relate to the light in the landscape, the way that light falls on material within buildings, and the way that light from different orientations has got profoundly different qualities. So it's that sense of light as a substance with properties rather than just being a bright abstraction. That's something I would be looking for.
Based on the work that we do in my studio, it's really trying to investigate multiple methodologies of revealing qualities of light. And I guess it really comes down to, taking your 3 points. If we were to sort of reduce that, it would sort of be talking about something called like a material intelligence, right? The type of material that the light is hitting, how it interacts or responds, how it multiplies the presence of light or diminishes the quality of light. And then I think that our position on light is that it's a way of revealing a quality of nature within the built environment. How do we carry over the quality of light that exists in nature and somehow reveal it within the urban environment? And then, of course, for the work we do too, it's sort of the phenomenological quality of light. I mean, a whole family of qualities of light that occur in the atmosphere or that we see around us day to day, but we may not pay attention to. So that's so material intelligence, nature, narrative, and then sort of phenomenology, I guess, those types of things.
In students' projects, I'm looking for 3 traits. How daylight is shaping the design concept from the start, a strong connection between light and human experience and space, and ideas that can meaningfully influence how we build tomorrow.
In the jury, we will be looking for projects that demonstrate a strong understanding of daylight. This means we are looking for a clear coherence between the architectural concept and the use of light, the careful use of light to shape form and proportion, and the ability to make natural light a true driver of design.
If I was going to give advice to students working with daylight, I would say don't simply use digital media to describe daylight. Daylight is a real physical entity. Try to make models, try to place them in actual light, rotate them around and feel what real daylight does to your building proposal. The most common mistake that I see with students working using daylight in projects is that they think of it as an abstraction, particularly when they deal with it purely through digital media. The point about daylight is it has a character, and you have to focus on how that character is changed through orientation, through the materials that it falls onto, what it reflects off, and how the ambience and material properties of your buildings enhance and change the experience of daylight as a real lived experience.
Daylight is inherently dynamic and constantly changing, and working with daylight requires awareness of these conditions. And one needs to consider multiple scenarios within the same building.
My advice for working with daylight is to think not only in plan, but also in sections, and to work as much as possible with models, not images, because daylight is spatial, temporal, and architectural before it is visual.
Yeah, just advice to all of the students who are going to approach this project, that there are, from my point of view, some sort of an ecology of light that needs to be considered. Light is the dominant element. It's the architecture is in service of light, rather than light being in service of architecture.
To work successfully with daylight in architecture, I suggest always remembering the famous dictum of Le Corbusier, which expresses the fundamental importance of light in architecture. Translated to contemporary terms, this can be understood as architecture is the mindful play of forms in light, where every volume, shadow, and proportion shapes the perception of space. In other words, natural light is the protagonist of high-quality architecture.